Okay, yo, what's up? What's up? Oh, what's going on? I ain't gonna be on here too long tonight. Y'all see, I just slid in here. Just slid in for a little talk. Is this really live? Yep, it's really live and it is on. It's really live, y'all. Um, I just wanted to jump on and talk about this fight again because I was checking it out and you know I watched it again, and yeah, Casey O'Neill lost his fight convincingly, and as you can see in the title, that's what I want to talk about, man. Like this stuff like this happens sometimes, and it's nothing wrong. Like I said in the title, it's nothing wrong with losing like this, or being exposed or failing a test this early in your career. Like I think this definitely happened for the best for Casey O'Neill, right? Because again, yeah, just taking a look at the fight again, and you see Casey O'Neill come back after a year off. You see her do the same thing that she's done in the past, and thinking that's going to work. And right there, you are already kind of like, okay, all right, you're going to learn. You know what I mean? Like it was either two things. It was we're going to see this totally different Casey O'Neill, which it was going to have to be, in my opinion. Like you can't do the same thing. You can't just go in there and do the same thing that you did to the other, like what, four unranked fighters. You could barely do that to Roxy. Um, you do that, or you got to go in and say, okay, I'm coming in after a year off, and now I'm going to take on Jennifer Maya, who is a former world title challenger, right? So the level alone right there tells you that it is time to step it up. And I think this is the one time MMA math had to add up that way, right? Because unlike Macedo and Juju, this fight here, you could really bank on Jennifer Maya to win. That's the thing, in my opinion. Like, uh, I think when the matchmakers seen Juju and Macedo, they said, okay, this is probably going to be a safe bet, of course. But it had to be seen, in my opinion, it had to be seen before you could just jump on board and have more confidence than like this fight. This is why I was telling my man BJ. I said, hey, yo, BJ, look, Jennifer Maya, she different now, you know, and I know it makes people mad. I think I'm a Casey O'Neill hater whenever I say, oh, Casey O'Neill, you need to work on this, you need to work on that. She's a new young fighter. There's always a but when I talk about Casey O'Neill, right? There's always that but it makes it sound like I'm a hater, but it's not. It's not that, man. It's just saying that, look, I see something in her that says she likes to fight, says she wants to get it in, says she wants to work, but there's still a level of skills that she's lacking there. Like there's still a level of like I don't see the world title challenger level there. I don't see top 6 or top 5. Like I don't see Grasso skills there. I don't see um what is her name? What is her name? Chikagan skills there. I don't see Chikagan skills. I don't see the Manone there level there, Santos or the Blanchfield level. And this fight right here was the fight that showed that. Because this is a common opponent. This is a common opponent her and Manone have now. Casey O'Neill and Manone have this common opponent in Jennifer Maya, and you see how they handled it, right? Manone took her approach as a striker, but she still also had other other dimensions to secure the victory. Jennifer Maya, of course, is going to have her moments. Like she landed some good body kicks on Manone and caught her with a good head kick, because anybody's going to do that. It's all in how you adjust to the fight and still stay in the fight. Casey O'Neill stayed in the fight, but there were no other dimensions there, right? There were just no other dimensions. And I'm not gonna lie, sit here and lie and just say, oh, she she's still a good, she's still on that path. No, man, she's got work to do. She's got work to do. That's all it is, right? Let me check some comments here. I mean, I enjoyed the fight. I enjoyed, the fact that she came back after a year layoff and said it's time to pick up where she left off. But I still ain't, still ain't impressed with it like that, man. James G said went life and death with Roxy. Exactly, man. Like she went life and death with Roxy, man. They were trading. Um, Roxy drew blood on the first round, and I don't think it was a split decision. I thought it was clearly Casey O'Neal's fight, but still, like there was a lot of back and forth in that fight. There's a lot of back and forth in that fight. See, when Arujo and Santos beat Roxy, it was much more convincing, right? Way more convincing. Lolita said eating ribs and drinking cherry Kool-Aid. Oh, that's what you're doing now? Eating ribs. Eating ribs sounds good. I'm about to eat me this burger here in a minute. Let's see. J Ball said Macedo made me money last. Macedo and my. Hey, at least my Maya picked one. Macedo, boy. Macedo, she fought like she was pissed, boy. She said, I'm mad at y'all for disrespecting me and picking against me. It was like she heard my video and said, you know what? I'm gonna pretend this is you and I'm whooping your that was like she said, hey, I ain't here. I ain't losing tonight. She was like, y'all got me messed up. She was like, I ain't losing to some newcomer. You know what I mean? Let me see. Brian said, I thought we see something different, something we could say, yeah, she leveled up, but it was just more of the same. Her hand speed looked a little bit better. Yeah. That's how I felt, man. That's how I felt with the fight. I just thought that it was too much of the same. It was too much of the same, and good straight jab, good straight jab, but it was the right hand too, man. Like there was no change to the right hand. There was no change to her pressure. Like y'all see, the pressure was constantly the same. Just come forward. Um, Not enough cut the octagon off. Not enough calf kicks. Not enough level feints. Like she was gonna go in for a level feint and maybe drop her right hand over the top. They would. Jennifer Maya figured that right hand out quick. Even when she was throwing it overhand, it was just like she could slip it with ease. Stray, what's up? Stray said, did you read about Maya complaining about O'Neal being greased up? Yeah, I did. I actually kept the tweet because I think it got deleted, right? I made sure I got that tweet because I'm gonna talk about that tomorrow. Because I've heard fighters say that in boxing too, like when people over grease, they do that so punches can slide off of their head, especially if you're like boxers that are bald. Some boxers that are bald head, they can put that grease on their head, so over grease their head with like Vaseline, so strikes slide right off the head. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm gonna talk a little bit about that, but she might have, but I guess she's just letting you know it wasn't like a full on excuse because she still clearly whooped her. She still clearly took Casey O'Neal to school on the feet. So yeah, we could say again, Casey O'Neal does what she's supposed to do. She shows up, takes on the challenge, and she's there for the full fight. She's a 3-round fighter, no doubt. She's in it for the long haul. But at this point, there's got to be major improvements. What's got her here is the days of what's got her here and the level of opponents that she's been fighting. That's done now. Now it's time to see something different. Like I think you said, Brian, you were expecting something different. I wanted to see something different at this point, because um, even though you had a year off from an injury, there had to be, some changes when you get to top 10. Like even the way people talk about, oh, Manon Firo stopped her first couple of opponents, but she hasn't stopped anybody since. There's still a level of dominance in her fighting and IQ and uh, expecting the fight to change rhythms. So she'll always like change like her style. It won't be the same. You know, it's not going to be the same pressure approach like what got her here. When you start fighting a fighter like Myra Bueno Silva, you know, she's not going to go down with these. You know, so you have to sit back and fight in a different pace. Jennifer Maia is not going to go down like that. You got to change up the pace. You know, Caitlin Chikagan, I don't even know why even Manon expected like to try to hold herself to a high standard and say, "Oh, I got to knock out Chikagan." That just don't happen. You just got to go in there and beat her. You know, you just got to go in there and win the fight. So each fight you see something different. Tyler Santos, you know, she's still holding on to, uh, her, you know, her physical grittiness, but Tyler had different levels even on the ground. You know, there was a big change in her style when she first started. See, I think Casey O'Neill is still kind of fighting the same. You know, she's still kind of fighting the same. And if you don't admit that now, then you'll just keep fighting to the same level until fighters that want to get by you and you're like a gatekeeper on a certain level, they're just going to keep beating you until you fall out of the ranking, right? J Ball said, let Valentina stay the same athletic and strong fighter with a Gracie self-defense BJJ so I can make some more money off of losing by submission to lay and pray. I don't know, man. After seeing that fight last night with Leon Edwards and Usman, I think Grasso might be able to pull out the win again, man. Like, I think the situation is kind of the same, man, because like Leon Edwards looked like he had Usman figured out this time around. Like, he was much more, in my opinion, he was a little bit more relaxed in this fight. You know, even though he lost a point, I think, in my opinion, Leon Edwards looked like he found more weaknesses in Usman. You know, was able to get to his body, put together shots a little bit easier. His takedown defense was a little bit better, right? It was better. So I'm kind of feeling like Grasso's in that same category, even going into a rematch with Valentina. So I don't know, man. Really, you know, I might be leaning towards Grasso this time. We'll see how I feel about that down the stretch when the fight gets announced. But I'm kind of thinking that Grasso might be like the Leon Edwards in this fight, you know, where she studied Valentina and even got into Valentina's head a little bit more, you know. James G said, is Casey too big for 115? Casey O'Neill, I think she is, man. Maybe she kind of got that build like Courtney Casey. And I'm not sure. Like, she doesn't have like a lot of muscle. Like, she might can do it because she's not built like Joanna. Like, she's not like that solid muscle like Joanna. Maybe if she shed that weight off, she might be like a long, lanky fighter like Bruna Brazil or like Marina Rodriguez. But I think if she just tones her body up now and, you know, adds more physical strength to her physique, she'd be a legit flyweight. You know, like, she could definitely be a flyweight, legit. Like, but 115, I think it's kind of a push. It's kind of a push because going down to that weight is going to take another type of discipline. And I don't know if she has that discipline. I know she has a discipline to fight, but I don't know if she has the discipline, you know, trimming down and going on certain diets. That's almost like a totally other discipline than fighting. I mean, like, Macy Barber's on it now because she's trying to get down to 115. So I respect her for it. And you can see like the results in her body. Like, Macy's actually starting to chisel out a little bit. And you can see it in her that she could probably make 115. But Casey, she probably could, but I don't know if she's going to be disciplined enough to go down to 115. You know what I mean? Like, that's some weight she got to shed off around the thighs and the midsection. So she probably could make it. She could probably make it, but I don't really know how her style would fare well there. James G says she needs that Mackenzie Dern makeover. Probably, right? Probably. Like if she trimmed down to like Amanda Ebos's size, she could probably be a tweener like that. Oh, Marcus Bell, what's up, man? Let me see. Hold on here. Manon beat Chikagan, which a lot of girls won't be able to do, right? Not this new blood though. Yeah. J Ball said I'm picking Grasso again too. All right. Yeah, he sees picking Grasso again. Hold up. Brian says something about Leon Edwards. Yeah, Leon Edwards' glove and fence grabbing was on point. Oh, you mean we grabbed the fence? Man, I can't even believe he got a. I don't think he should got a point taken away right away like that. Let me see. Lolita said Grasso here. I ordered me a Grasso t-shirt. Gonna wear it on fight night. Yeah, Grasso definitely, to me she definitely has an advantage over Valentina going into this fight. Like, this ain't a fluke thing. I don't think this was that type of. This ain't that type of win, man. Grasso really put in the work. So real quick, man, what do y'all think about Casey O'Neill? Like, what does she got to do now? Like, what does Casey O'Neill got to do as far as what y'all seen? Because some of the mistakes I seen in this fight, and that's what we do over here. I like to critique fighters, man. So it's like it's my channel. That's what I'm gonna do. So if other fighters get mad, I'm like, hey, don't pay attention to it. Or if you get mad, that means it must be true. So you might want to listen. So I'm just saying, like Casey O'Neill, I think she has to change her approach when it comes down to her strike selection. I think her basics are down packed now. I think now she needs to start to work on mixing it up, maybe changing the rhythm of her punches. Don't overcommit to big thudding, slamming straight punches anymore. Start to flick some shots out. Make Jennifer Maya walk into something, make her think you're going to throw something, and boom, you're going to take her down. Vice versa. You know what I mean? Like throw a jab, come back with a right, mix in some leg kicks. Not just a lot of offensive striking. Don't overdo it with the offensive striking. Yeah, head movement is a big part of her. Head movement is definitely a big part. I mean, when you bleed in the first round, multiple fights, head movement is a big part. Because it's the same thing I've been saying about JoJo for years, man. Like JoJo, I think that's a big part of her downfall, man, because people just don't understand taking shots this early in your career, man. It can really do a lot of damage. And I think it changes the brain and the mindset on wanting to make changes, because fighters like JoJo, fighters like Casey, they come with that warrior style and they think that's going to save them forever. They think it's going to save them forever, but it's going to cost them in the long run because they're going to stay in that mindset to say, my chin is this good. There's no need for me to move my head, right? But it's not about showing your chin. It's about not letting your opponent get off on you. You know what I mean? Like, it's not about showing how great your chin is. It's about taking your head off the line so your opponent doesn't win on points or possibly knock you out or draw blood on you again. You know what I mean? So I think that, big part of this is, Casey O'Neill, you got to take your head off the line, take your head off the line and, mix it up, throw some feints in there. And you see this in Aaron Blanchfield. That's why I said, like, Aaron's on a different level. Like, again, like in this title, I'm saying admitting levels, man. Like, I'm just out here admitting what I see, and it's coming through because it's pretty much evident. It's coming through. Like, Aaron and Casey O'Neill are not the same fighters. Like, they both got a lot of heart. They both want to become champion. They both are hungry like that. But what are they doing to make What kind of changes are they doing to make that happen? Well, Erin's a little bit more smoother in her moves, like even her striking. Even this fight with Jessica Andrade. People talk about the Jessica Andrade fight being short notice, but no, man. Like Casey O'Neill, she came in here. Excuse me, Erin Blanchfield came into this fight, cocked and ready to go. She met Jessica Andrade in the middle with a powerful jab. And if you look at how Erin Blanchfield's stance was, her head wasn't on the line. Like she had her head turned to a good angle. So as she popped that jab off, Andrade couldn't get too many clean shots off. Andrade caught her a couple of times, but she stood her ground. She came back with good 1-2s because of the way she, good accurate 1-2s because of the way she placed her head and the way she was able to move side to side. See, Erin, you saw Erin moving side to side in this fight. So you've seen improvements. Like her striking didn't look the same as it did in some of her past fights. Of course, it wasn't JJ Aldridge she was fighting, but Erin's definitely making improvements fight by fight. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I can explain it, but when it comes through, it's much more easier to let it speak for itself, right? Now you can say, oh, this is what he meant by Erin. This is what he meant by Casey O'Neill. Like when you compare the two, okay, they both will strike and they both need to work on it, but who's really making the subtle changes? Who's looking the same here? Like who looks more technical on the ground? That'd be Erin Blanchfield. Who's really okay? Here's a separation here. Like who's not just trying to be the tough guy? Like Erin isn't, right? Erin is the one that is looking more like she's being competitive. Like she's not just here to let you go tit for tat with it, or show her heart. Like Erin is trying to go for the big dogs. She's making those type of improvements. Like it's a competitiveness that you see in her where she didn't care what you think about how her style looks. She's still making changes and she's just getting better as a fighter, right? So she's not here to just make it a war to get the crowd to cheer. Nah, she's trying to win. That's the thing I see in Erin Blanchfield. And then Manon. Like, let's look at the Manon fight versus Jennifer Maia. Casey O'Neill versus Jennifer Maia. Again, this is what I'm talking about with levels. Manon's been a former champion, so she's going to fight to a championship level when she gets to a certain point. So if she's fighting somebody like Jennifer Maia, she's going to know what to do, what changes to make, where she should where and when she should take chances in a fight. Like this ain't gonna be like her first fight in the UFC. She knows that. So the approach has to be different. See, again, Casey took the same approach from the Roxy fight. Let me walk her down. Let me see if she'll meet me in the middle and we gonna bang, right? And that ain't gonna happen. I mean, were y'all surprised too that she didn't even I thought, man, she would try to take this fight to the ground, but it was like ground game was canceled out in this fight. Like I didn't even see any of that. And even like when they did get into the clinch, like any reversals was on Jennifer Maia's part, and Casey O'Neill really lacked the physical strength in this fight. So Casey O'Neill, we see her taking girls down, but if you look again, look at the resume. Look at the resume. Like look at the girls she's taking down though. Like see in this fight, she stepped up Jennifer Maia, couldn't even get it. Couldn't even get her near the ground here. Like, shout out to Casey though. Her takedown defense, sorry, because Jennifer tried to take her down, but she couldn't. But I expected Casey O'Neill wanting to be the ground fighter to take her down, but she didn't. I tell you who did. Hey, Manon did. She was able to. She pinned the. She was able to pin. I actually hit BJ up behind the scenes. We were talking about this. I said, hey, you see the difference, right? See Manon's strength. She actually had Jennifer Maia pinned up a couple of times. Actually took her down a couple of times just to show that she could, just to win some rounds. Caitlin Chikagan did. That's a level of IQ right there. You see the level of IQ in these fighters. When you start getting to a certain level, you'll say, okay, Caitlin Kagan, how did she do it? Well, it comes down to knowing when and where to step in and do this. See, Casey O'Neill, she might have certain good aspects on the ground, but how you going to get her down? Can you get her down? Don't look like you have the strength to get her down. So that's something we got to get in there. Something we got to work on. She got to get a little bit, put a little bit more muscle on, get a little bit stronger. Everett said Casey gave up on those takedowns real quick. Yeah, she gave up on her takedowns, man. Like it was like even when Jennifer Maia was clinching up, I didn't really see her like get any type of reversals. Like I know people get mad when I use the Manon fight as a comparison, but that's who me and BJ be comparing, like who's on a higher level. I have to use that as an example because that's who we were arguing who's on a higher level. And now you can see what I'm saying. Like I'm not just making it up. Like you can tell when somebody's on a higher level just by their approach and the results they get. Like Casey, I expected her to try to get this fight to the ground. Like I expected rounds for her to just go for takedowns. Like after she lands a few shots to pin Jennifer Maia up, but there was no strength there. There was no strength there from her. Yeah, Casey never even tried to like clinch or grapple in this fight. She really didn't. Masterminds, I was on Casey train until Maya stopped. I wasn't, man. I really wasn't. Like I wasn't on it like that. I mean, I like her as a fighter, as an entertaining fighter, but I was never on one to say that she was next to be in line. Like I didn't see her in line up to beat any of these girls. Mastermind said Maya's the only fighter who think Val is still the best despite her losing the belt. Yeah. I guess she's trying to give her props since she lost to her, but Brian said Aaron has that wild card here, Daily BJJ. That's always going to give fighters some pause using certain attacks, right? Yeah, that's the one thing. Like even when Manon and Aaron fight, if they make that fight, that's that one thing that Aaron has, man. Like Manon, any type of tricky takedown on her, she better be careful because Aaron's going to welcome it. Next to Mackenzie, when they get a limb, they are on it. You give them a leg, and she's got it. You give her a neck, and she's got it. That's how Aaron is with it. Like, I got to give Miranda a lot of credit. Miranda Maverick, I got to give her a lot of credit when it came to being on the ground. Like, her defensive skills were on point when it came to handling Aaron. Like, she lost every round, but she still didn't get submitted, Mastermind said Casey's still young, will have a lot to improve. Yeah, like what do you need to see from her, Mastermind? I know we talked about head movement, but yeah, like there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with making improvements. I mean, that's how fighters get better. Like we can keep saying she's scrappy and she's got the heart and she's got the chin and oh yeah, she'll be back. Well, what is she gonna do to get back in the mix? Like what's she gonna do to really get back in the mix? Like, what do we need to see? And that is a big part of it to me, is like pacing herself. Pacing herself is a big part of it when it comes to her striking. And really, really work on that physical strength. Because if she was really strong, I think she would have took some moments to clinch up like Tyler, Manon, even like Valentina. Hell, Macy Barber working her clinch game now, Oh, yeah, Macy Barber and Andrea Lee's this weekend coming up, y'all. Damn, I forgot. Almost forgot me. Everyone said if somebody would have told me Casey wouldn't get Maya down, I would have known that was an L for Casey. I ride for her, but she needs to get top control and work her ground and pound. Right. She needs to work on her ground and pound seriously. Going into this fight, I don't think they really study the stand up of Jennifer Maya. They really didn't. They thought they could cancel it out by trying to overwhelm, but Jennifer Maya's not a knockout puncher, but she's a she's one of them thudding punches. Like when she puts combinations together, your head's gonna boop boop. It's gonna go back. She got that. She got that in her. She's got shots like that where they will snap your head back, but enough of them will knock you out. Enough of them shots will knock you out. So Casey, you know, their whole game plan should have been more a clinch fight. Clinch fight. But I don't know if she had that strength for it in this fight. Six said Casey needs more pep in her step, strength and conditioning. Yeah, big time. Big time. A little bit more of that, athleticism. She young, train harder. Train harder on, with a strength and conditioning coach that's going to get her to a level. I know Chelsea Chandler, she's got a pretty good one. I think she's been working her and Aspen Ladd. And I saw Chelsea Chandler, Jan Janan, and Aspen Ladd getting in some work, man. I believe that's their strength and conditioning training they've been doing. I need to go back and look at it real quick. But I don't know what's the name of that place off top that they train at. But yeah, Jan Janan, she getting it too, man. She's up in there. And I was like, yeah, these girls are working, man. They're working on their strength and conditioning. And it's good to see Aspen Ladd redefining herself too as a fighter, man. I know she got a fight coming up. Sage, what's up? Sage said Jennifer got hands. Her versus Grass was a real good stand-up fight. Yeah, that's a good fight. That's a good fight. That would be a good boxing match. I wonder who's stronger in the clinch at this point, Maya or Grasso. Who do y'all think is stronger in the clinch, Maya or Grasso? I'm gonna kind of give Maya the edge when it comes to like physical strength, but as far as technique at this point, I don't know, man. Grasso might be a little bit slick. James G said Ebos uses both. The most basic throw and gets it almost every time. Yeah. Yeah, her same toss like that she got off on Caitlin Kagan. It works for her, man. Six said Casey needs better distance. Yes, yeah, Casey needs better. Good, this is good stuff. Y'all got good stuff here. Yeah, better distance control, pacing herself. Yeah, when you're dealing with a fighter like Jennifer Maya who has volume, man, you got to pace yourself. Like you can't just run in because she's going to land on you. He said Maya gave Casey 4, 5, 6 shots for every one she took. Yeah, she did, man. Like there was some sharp jabs I gave Casey credit for because it would go right down the pipe. But then Jennifer Maya would go bop, 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 bop. She'd just come back right up the middle and hit her with like these shots, that were just a couple uppercuts. I think a couple like half uppercut left hooks on her. And she stepped back. And then next thing you see, Casey O'Neill bleeding, man. Mojo said not to offend any O'Neill fans, but she barely beat Roxy. Got beat convincingly by a 30. Yeah. Like I don't think that fight was a split decision, but Roxy was always in the fight. Roxy was always in that fight, and she was busting Casey up. And I didn't want to see that in this fight. I wanted to see her do more groundwork here, and maybe even fight a boring fight. I wouldn't mind if she had fought a boring fight. Say to the Chelsea Chandler and Macy verbally agreeing for a fight. I did, yeah. I posted it up, and I always post up. Chelsea always shares it, so yeah, I posted it up last week, and yeah, we both shared it out because that's a good fight at 145. Shout out to Chelsea Chandler. Like that's one of the fighters I always talk to. Even behind the scenes, because she know I've been riding for her for a minute, man. Like Chelsea Chandler is one of them fighters that gritty, tough, and just fun to watch too, man. She getting better as a fighter, man. Like I wish there was a featherweight division though, man. Like they really need a serious featherweight division for fighters like her. I don't know. Uh, yeah, 145 is where it should be. Mastermind said Maya's hands. Casey, her first loss. She must be really sad. I hope she comes back better. Yeah, I mean, for sure. Yeah, I hope she comes back because, like I said, if she was to win, if Casey O'Neill was to win and in good fashion, dominant fashion, it would have been better for the division. It would have been better for the division because we already been there with Jennifer Maya, right? Even though the champ is different, it would have been better if Casey O'Neill won. But that was a risk I was willing to take, man. I just said, you know what? It's better for the win, but I'm gonna go with Jennifer. I'm gonna go with Jennifer. I'm gonna still go with Jennifer. Why? Because I don't see what I see in Casey, like what I seen in the Beast or Tyler Santos. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right. Sage said Chelsea's dope. She's been liking my comments. I like her aggression. WMMA needs it. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. She's guard's cool. Cool. Definitely cool fans. Hey, I'd hate to be across the octagon from her if I was one of these women because she ain't gonna be as nice. If you were her opponent, she ain't gonna be as nice. So just be glad you ain't her opponent. Just be glad you ain't her opponent. I interviewed her a while back, Sage. You ever see that interview I did, man? I talked to her a while back, like 3 years ago. I meant to do one with her last year, but I've been kind of busy, man. Like I didn't reschedule. We were supposed to reschedule, I think, before her UFC debut, and I didn't. I didn't have time. I got an interview with her. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me see if I can still find it. Talked to her a while back. This was during like the pandemic. I was interviewing a lot of people during the pandemic. Hold on, hold on. Yeah, dang. Yeah, where is it? Yeah, this is for you, Sage. Hold on. Sage. Neil Sage. Hold on. Mhm. Yeah, I interviewed her a while back. There you go, Sage. It's you can look at we talked for a minute that in that interview. Uh Daniel said hopefully Lee. Oh, about the Macy Barbara Lee. Yeah, Lolita said Barbara Lee. Oh, Chin, what's going on? Barbara versus Lee. Man, if Lee shows up, she's got all the tools. I'm gonna go with Barbara though, man. I could go with if Andrea Lee shows up. If Andrea Lee shows up like was the type to show up like Jennifer Maya, then yeah, I would say I would say Andrea Lee then. Uh, Gabby, what's up? Gabby said, "What have I missed?" Couple questions, Gabby. What does Casey O'Neill got to do to improve as a fighter? And what level is Casey O'Neill on to you right now? Sandhagen. I'm just guessing for right now. I'm gonna go back and do a little research on, like I usually do, on their fights leading up to now. Sandhagen. I ain't gonna put no money on that, but Okay, let me see. Zaman, what's up? Zaman said to anyone who got excited about Aldenia because Grasso's win, relax. Aldenia easier and half as good as Grasso. Harsh but true. I mean, Mark said Barber's path to victory to beat Lee would be to outmuscle her. Pretty much outmuscle Andrea Lee and inside fighting. Clinching and inside fighting. Like a lot of top control if it goes to the ground. I don't think Andrea Lee has like great cardio. So I think a lot of top pressure that she's been learning with Uriah Faber, I think that's going to come into play. Um, a lot of just like wrestling from Barber too, if it comes to that. Pushing the pace. Like you can't Macy Barber, I don't think she's gonna win like a pure striking match on the outside. Andrew Lee got a good jab. Andrew Lee got a good jab and a good head kick. Am I wrong on that? Andrew Lee, y'all know I always be messing around talking about Andrew Lee, but Andrew Lee got a good jab and a good head kick. Long jab and a good head kick. And that's not where I want to see Macy Barber be in this fight. I think Macy's got to close the distance early and put the strength on her. Take her down and control on top, or pressure her to the cage and land elbows. Elbows, dirty boxer. Oh, Robert Henry, what's going on, man? Robert Henry in the building. Mastermind said Shaco better sit down and relax. So UFC should give Grasso versus Aaron new blood a chance. If that happened, I wouldn't be mad, but I don't think that's how they're gonna play it out, man. What do y'all see happening in the co-main event? If Holly Holm gets a head kick knockout before she goes, I can die happy. I'm going for Holly. I always rock with Holly. I like Holly as a fighter. Will she win? Who I'm going for and who I think will win, two different things in this fight. I think Yana knows Holly, and vice versa. So I don't know. I really don't know who to go with in this one since they trained together for so long. Really don't know. Like, I don't want to see Holly go out like that, man. I want to see her bounce back and get some wins. I don't ever think she'll get a title again, but I don't want to see her on the losing end. Because, I was a Holly fan even when she was a boxer, man. And then when I heard she was coming into the UFC or just MMA first and then the UFC, I was like, yeah, she going to show these other fighters how boxing can do. I was like, yeah. Then when she fought Ronda, she was signed to fight Ronda. I was like, yeah, she gonna whoop Ronda. I was like, this is what I want to see now. Like I said, I would never like this huge Ronda fan, but I wasn't against her. But when a boxer was coming in as a boxing fan, I was like, yeah, Holly gonna whoop that tail, man. I was like, Holly go ahead and whoop her tail. That was probably one of my most highest moments in WMMA for me. That was definitely one of the highest moments, man. Mastermind said I want to see Holly win too. Yeah, I want to see Holly win this fight, man. Holly's always been a cool. I mean, there's the thing people talk about Holly, but you can't. The one thing you can't call Holly is a duck. People always find something to hate about a fighter when they stay around too long or they get title shots. Well, at least Holly didn't do the one thing that a lot of people can't stand. Like Holly didn't duck. Holly's not a duck. Look at Holly's resume. May have lost to a lot of fighters, but Holly's never ducked anybody. Hang on, yo. I mean, besides Nunes, who else got GDR, Cyborg, and Shevchenko on their resume? All right, like besides Nunes, who got all three of them names plus Nunes on there? Everett said, "What do you think of Yana's footwork? Holly's getting up there, but she can really expose girls with bad foot." Yana's footwork is kind of, it's not the best. She can get caught now. Aspen Ladd was able to catch up with her when it came down to it. That's why I think, to me, her strength, Yana's strength, is mostly like pressure and clinching. Like, her footwork is a little herky jerky, but it's not the best. Like, Holly's is still better. Oh, Robert Henry, what's up? He said Holly definitely took every hard fight that she was offered respect. Yeah, for sure. I mean, she got Cyborg, GDR, Valentina, Amanda Nunes, Ronda, Misha Tate, uh, even Megan Anderson. Megan Anderson was a threat. Megan Anderson's a big fighter. She had to take her down. Okay, well, hold on. Gabby has said something. I think you answered my question, Gabby. What did I? Okay, hold on. Gabby said, I felt like O'Neal should have level changed and used more head kicks and leg kicks. Yeah, I said that earlier when you weren't in here. Yeah, leg kicks, man. Like, where were the leg kicks? Where was the leg kicks? Like, there was just a lot of brawling up top. Overhand right. Jab, jab, overhand right. Like, they wouldn't even know, like, body kicks. Like, maybe at least if she threw a body kick, Jennifer Maya would go for a takedown. And if she goes for a takedown, Jennifer Maya, if Jennifer Maya like would grab a leg and take her down, Casey O'Neill could welcome that, and then boom, she's in her element. Sage said you should have bet on that fight. Then people were making bank on it. Oh, who says I didn't? Oh man, you forgot all about that, man. I think I talk about that a lot over here, Sage. That was one fight I was confident in, bro. That fight and Rose and Joanna, that was one fight I said, hey, we going all in on that, Sage. That's why that was a highlight moment. Yes, sir. Oh man, Mastermind said I still love Casey and then she needed this loss to improve. Yeah, man. Yeah, she definitely, man. You needed this loss to improve, man. That's what it is. That's why I say, like, a L is not a loss. It's a learning experience, right? Take an L, take an L as a learning. Stray said rubber bullet. That's all I gotta say. Take an L as a learning experience, not a loss. She'll gain a lot from this. She's gonna come back and say, okay, this is what we did wrong. This is what we should have done. And with with what with what we with what we possess, we need to start changing. You just start changing things up a little bit more. Like, if you got that type of condition and that type of stamina, she needs to start becoming more of a let me see what's the best way to put it with Casey O'Neill. Let me think on that for a second. I'll come back to that. Gabby said O'Neill now understands what level she's at and what she needs to improve. Yeah, yeah, that's good. And that's why she took the fight too. That's why I give her credit. That's why she took the fight, man, because she said that I didn't want to take a lower level fight. Casey O'Neill said, I don't want to take a lower level fight. I want to pick up right where I left off because that's the best way she's going to learn. That's the best way she's going to learn. And I commend her for that. And that's all I was saying going into this. Like, I was glad she took the fight, but I knew Jennifer Meyer would probably win this one. But with that being said, I wasn't saying that like, oh, this is going to make Casey O'Neill fall down the rankings where she needs to be. Oh, she gonna get beaten. That's the end of her. No, she needed this fight, so we go in there and see what level she's on. Most importantly, she sees what level she's on, not us, not just us, but her. She'll see what level she's on when she goes in there, and if it comes out an L, okay, so be it. That's what we got to work on. We know we got to work on. Stamina said Maya is an above average boxer. Yeah, she's definitely an above average boxer for MMA for sure. You know, she's definitely not an average boxer or below average. Big Soldier said Tate was the first Juliana Pena kind of when she beat Holly Holm. Maya put more hands on Casey than she did on anyone in her career. That was expected. That was definitely expected, James. I mean, that tells you what level her defense is on. You know, that tells you what level her defense is on, man. Thanks, Stamina said he missed all the fights. Yeah, the Juju fight was a good one. I mean, she got a learning wake up call. Chen said, "Can you imagine if Casey fought somebody who could really crack?" I, Chen, you know who I told that. You know who I told behind the scenes that. Chen, what would happen if Tyler Santos landed one of them bombs, or like 2 or 3 to the body? Like, let's be real. Tyler Santos, Tyler Santos with her Muay Thai and her heavy hands. Would she get her first stoppage? Maybe. If not, she would probably do a lot of freaking damage. Yeah, Mastermind says she need to mix it. Yeah, you got to mix it up, man. That's all he's saying. So she was greased up. I mean, she wasn't shiny. They must use some slick stuff because she wasn't shiny in there. James said Grasso would box Casey's head like crazy. Oh, for sure. Oh yeah, that's a fight that. Whoa, she's lucky that fight didn't happen. Yeah, Chan, I agree. I mean, that's all I was saying in the very beginning, man. Like when they all were at the bottom, like I wasn't just giving Manon special treatment. I was just saying, okay, I like what she's got. And this girl is probably going to be challenging for the belt pretty soon. It wasn't a knock to Casey. I just like saw Casey O'Neill and said, okay, Casey's young. Like Casey's not as developed, man. Like Lafayette said, Combo told you Casey's a fraud. I never said she was a fraud. I just said she was kind of green. Like green is not disrespectful. Like, I'm just saying she was green. When I compared her to Tyler Minogue, I said or Aaron, she's just green. One day you can get to not be green, right? Lafayette crazy. Casey Oil Neal. Casey Oil Neal. Yeah, she said she greased up, man. I was like, hey, she wasn't really shining. I mean, she wasn't really shining. I mean, she must have had something on her. So she couldn't get taken down. I don't know. Yeah, maybe it was her lotion or something. Yeah. Yeah, Gabby, she's always showed these issues from the jump, man. She always showed these kind of issues. Shining bald. Robert says she saw that can of shine. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Sage said that head kick Juju took in round 3 could have been in all the greatest WMMA knockouts of all time video. That showed you how crazy that chin is, man. Like, you could hear that junk, man, because I had, right when I was, I didn't do a fight companion. I had it turned up, man, and that junk smacked her right in the chin, and I was like, and she still kept coming. I expected her to go down, man, but she took it. She said, "Can you wear lotion to make sure you're not ashy?" I'm not sure if you're allowed to wear lotion in there because it might get in somebody's eyes. I think you can just wear like some Vaseline. Well, for fighters of the lighter and the whiter complexion, you ain't got to worry about looking ashy on camera. If you're like the Angela Hills and the Leon Edwards, right? If you're like brown like us, you probably want to wear a little bit of. I don't know if your ashiness would show up on camera because you're gonna work up a sweat, right? The brown skin, you ain't gonna look like all ashy. You ain't gonna look powdery on camera. Like she said, I would get hella ashy. Ashier the better. I mean, at least you ashy, your skin might scrape somebody and they won't clench you, or your fist will scrape their face even harder. O'Neal versus Tracy. O'Neal versus. I like to see O'Neal versus the loser of Andrea Lee Macy Barber. Yeah, O'Neal versus Tracy Cortez. I would go with Tracy Cortez in that fight, but I'd rather see O'Neal fight the loser of Barbara Lee this weekend. Yeah, don't forget. Yeah, Barbara Lee's this weekend, y'all. That should be a good fight. That's gonna be a good flyweight fight. Holly versus Yana, though. Go in there, ashy, and blow dust clouds at your opponent. Oh man, blow dust clouds. Oh man, those would probably be worse than like Joanna or John Jones eye pokes. But that's worse than some eye pokes, man. Who's next for Juju? I'm gonna say let's do Juliana Miller versus Teresa Bleda. That's a perfect fight. Or Juju versus Gabriela Fernandez. Because they all got that welcome to the UFC call, Gabby. They came in and got it. Mandy Bohm, she got it. Teresa Bleda, she got it hard, man. Juliana Miller, she got it hard, but she didn't get knocked out, though. Gabriela Fernandez, she got it hard. She just got 30-27, but yeah, she got it hard. So I think either of them fighters like Teresa Bleda. What's your dream matchup at flyweight and strawweight? Dream matchup at flyweight right now. Dream matchup at flyweight right now. Let me see. Dream matchup at flyweight right now would probably be. I like to see Tyler Manone fight. I think Tyler Santos and Manone Furo, that would be a good flyweight fight. I think right now that would be the ideal fight to make. The top fighters fight at this point. That'd probably be the one I'd want to see. Strawweight. Probably the next title fight, right? To me, it's probably the fight I want. These are the dream fights right now. I have it both are probably going to be the next fights that should happen. I probably say Whaley Lamos is probably going to be a good fight. No, no, no. I like my dream fight would be my dream fight at strawweight would be Andrade and Suarez because that could still happen. Yeah, dream fight at strawweight would be Suarez and Andrade, or Suarez and Wei Lee. And flyweight would be like Santos and Manone fight. That would be a good fight. Whaley Lamos about to go in there and hurt each other. Yeah, Whaley's been training again, and Lamos is training, so I think it's going to be announced. Oh man, Habla Espanol, man. No, unfortunately not. Anybody fluid with it? Lolita. Oh, Lafayette is. He said, "Come on, stop." That's about as far as it go, right? Brian said, "Why is Suarez and Andrade as your dream fight?" It's always been my dream fight. Like since 2018, 2019, when they fought on the same card, whenever she destroyed Carla and when she destroyed Carolina on the same card, yeah, I've always wanted to see them fight. And now it could probably happen again. I just think style wise, I really want to see how she handles Andrade's power, and I want to see if she is going to be able to handle her and make Andrade look like a baby doll in there. Yeah, I understand. I understand it better than speaking it honestly, which is weird. Say he said, when is Zhang and Lemos happening? Probably like June. I don't. I think Wei Li ain't expressed coming back no earlier than June. He said, "Why?" I just said, "Why, man? Because it's a good style match. I want to see how Suarez can handle that. If she can handle that power, and I want to see if Andrade can get in there and can she defend that type of wrestling. It's still a good fight. It's always been my dream fight. Like I said, it's a dream fight. Tell me it's not an entertaining fight. It'll be like June. Whaley's gonna come back in June. Gabby said, "I think Whaley's back to training." Yeah, she's back to training. Whaley Yanjana would be a good fight though. Yeah, I agree. I don't think anybody has Joanna's takedown defense at 115. No, Marina's not. Marina doesn't have it. She doesn't have it. Rose doesn't have it. Mm-mm. Yeah, I'm actually doing this live, just laying back. That's why I haven't cut it off or any earlier because I'm not going anywhere. I just doing this on another laptop, so I'm just like laying back doing this here. It's just turning into some other WMMA talk. Any news on Suarez's back injuries? No, no news on her back injuries. Jan versus Andrade, yeah, it should be violence though. Y'all better y'all better be working. Y'all gotta work them hands in this fight. She better take a page out of Joanna's book. That's who's closest her style is to. She better go in there and work. exposing times. Yeah, I think so. I think Andrade would need to wrestle Yan. Oh, that up kick. Yeah, I remember that, Chin. I had to study that thing for a minute. I said, dang, man, Randa didn't do that much damage, did she? I hope Andrade don't think this is a tune up. Yeah, Jan's not a tune up. Jan's been getting better. Jan's been working behind the scenes. Yeah, I would love for Jan to win the fight. If Jan wins the fight, they should make the China fight. It's cool, man. It's no problem. Whaley versus Jan is okay. You know why not? Two fighters from Ireland, they'll fight, right? Two fighters from Nigeria would probably fight if it was for a belt. Two Chinese fighters, ain't nothing wrong with that. Two Mexican fighters will fight. Two black fighters will fight. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Tyler versus Manon is a great fight. Yeah, Tyler versus Manon is a good fight. That's probably my dream fight at flyweight for right now. My overall dream fight is still GDR versus Valentina, just because of style match. I don't know. GDR versus Valentina. That's my overall high fight up there. Let me see. Robert Henry said, "I don't care what Combo says about Suarez. Rose beats I don't care what it says about Suarez. Rose beats his favorite fighters, then loses next time to nobody's favorite fighters. Wow. Hey, I still like Rose. Okay, okay. Rose is okay, man. Like sometimes, like I like Rose. I don't hate Rose Robert. So there was a time she's one of mine, and there was a time when she was one of my favorite fighters. But Suarez is still handle her. That's what Suarez want. Suarez to handle that. MR said, "Hey, how do you think Joanna versus Alexa Grass will go at flyweight? That's just my dream fight. That's an interesting fight right there, man. Like it might. I could see. No, you know what? Grasso's not leaving that fight without getting marked up. Let me tell you that right now because you can put sequences together on Grasso. If you put pressure on Grasso, you can land on her. Okay, like see Valentina. See, it's the fun thing about this fight. Let's break it down a little bit. MMA art since you brought that's a good fight you brought up because think about it. This fight would be a little bit more competitive. It would be a little bit more competitive than the Valentina fight, and it might be more competitive. Let me put it that way. But there could be a point where it ends like the Rose Joanna fight. I say that because Grasso still has that counterpunching ability, and she has that timing down, and she'll follow up with a couple of not just one solid shot, but she'll follow up with one or two like a right overhand right or left hook. But the thing is, Joanna could make it interesting because Joanna's going to apply pressure. See, Valentina was looking for one or two shots. Joanna's going to be leg kicking. Okay, Joanna's going to be tagging that calf on Grasso. She's going to be tagging her. All right, and she's going to be putting sequences together. Because remember, JoJo, for as much as she landed or lasted in the fight with Grasso, JoJo was touching Grasso. That's why when she went spin that, she did a spinning back fist on. I think she did a spinning back elbow attempt on Grasso. Grasso grabbed her, took her down. But she was landing, so I'm thinking, Joanna, different fighter. She's not gonna be waiting. She's not gonna be sitting back. She's gonna be letting volume go. She's gonna be letting volume go, and she's gonna be throwing calf. She's gonna be throwing punches. She's gonna be throwing, jab, jab. She's gonna be letting hands go versus Valentina. See, Valentina sat back. She sat back, and then when Grasso would feint, she would throw big shots. She would let big shots go, and she would miss by a mile. She wasn't active. That's what it comes down to, activity. The fight will be different because it's activity. Brian said JoJo's a volume puncher. She'll always land something. Exactly. That's the point. Exactly. That's the point. That's what I'm saying with Joanna. She's also a volume puncher. So she's gonna land something. So that's my example. My example is JoJo is a volume fighter, right? So if JoJo's landing as a volume fighter, you better believe Joanna's gonna land something. And she'll be in it for the longer haul because guess what? Joanna's takedown defense is better, right? But yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, MMA RFs. Yeah, that's interesting. That would be an interesting fight at flyweight too. And remember now, Joanna at flyweight might be stronger. Well, I won't even say might be. She will be stronger. She might be stronger. Grasso versus Chikay gonna be a good boxing match. Yeah, I think so too. That'd be a good boxing match. That's gonna be a good one. Jay's Press said Grasso did good work in round one, and Bullet did good work too, but Grasso did more. Yeah, I would still say Grasso did the better work. Bullet just got a little woken up after getting tagged like she never been tagged before. So in that's what cost her the fight, cost her the round. Chin said at this point the mindsets are different for both of them, so I still pick Grasso in that one. Mastermind said Grasso to GOAT. Oh boy. Y'all know I don't do the GOAT talk. Say he said Rose Grasso's fire. Yeah, that's a good fight. Lafayette said Natalia versus Cortez. It's strawweight Lupi Haurigi. That's a good fight. Man, I'm waiting on Natalia Silva's next fight announcement. I ain't gonna lie, man. Who should Natalia Silva fight next? Natalia Silva could fight who we got? Is it time to get a ranked fight? Let's see. Ooh, Natalia Silva versus Ariane Lipsky. She just won her fight. Natalia Silva and Ariane Lipsky. Let's get her a winner. What type of fighters has she fought? Yeah, let's give her a striker because she's fought two big grapplers. Two big, tall, long grapplers, but she hasn't fought somebody that can set the pace too, man. Let's give her Lipsky, man. Or JJ. Well, JJ's coming off a loss. 2 losses now. Nah. If we want to see Natalia Silva get proven, let's give her Ariane Lipsky, man. Let's give her a striker. We see her against 2 grapplers. Now it's time to see her in there with the striker. Lafayette said Macedo or Lipsky. Yeah, I think Macedo needs maybe one more win. Well, that would be a good fight. Yeah, that would be a good fight. Yeah, Mastermind. I think Grasso might win that rematch too, man. Like watching the fight again and then looking at how Leon Edwards got so much more comfortable in his game against Usman. I'm kind of thinking Grasso's in that same mind state. I know it's different fighters, but I think that's how she's approaching the fight too. Like it might not be a finish, but I can see her winning a clear decision. Natalia Silva versus Yasmin Haurigi at 115. If it's at one, no, no, no. If it was at 115, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Natalia Silva. She's a little bit more polished. Natalia Silva's speed would overwhelm Lipsky. Um, possibly, but it all depends if Lipsky can call the shots with the exchanges. You know what I mean? Make her wait. Natalia Silva versus Cortez. Ooh, man. Mm. Cortez is strong, man. Cortez is good at neutralizing too, man. You know, I probably might have to lean towards Cortez because she's seen a lot of different styles, and I think Cortez has a bit of a. I think Cortez has a better resume, but she hadn't fought anybody as fast as Natalia Silva. But Cortez knows how to win, man. That's the thing. Like Cortez finds ways to win, but she don't know how to deal with that hand speed. I don't know about that one. That's a tough one. That's one of them fights where I could see Cortez winning, but if Cortez ain't in her right mind, like I'm not throwing any shots. I'm just saying, like, if she's not in her right mind fighting set, she can lose that fight. Like Natalia's Natalia Silva's her momentum is, to me, it seems like she's really, really ready right now. So I think if they did fight now, I would I would go to I would have to say Natalia Silva. Natalia Silva versus Casey O'Neill. I go with Natalia Silva in that. Chen said, "Why do Brazilian fighters throw so many loopy punches? Silva sometimes throws slapping punches like Joanna does." I talked about this before, Chen. We're lucky we're even getting that from him now because if you look at like some Brazilians in the earlier days of MMA, you could really see like boxing was not their thing. Like when Brazilians are coming into the game of MMA or any kind of combat sport, the first thing that they're learning is jujitsu because that's their country. That's what they're known for. When that was something as a boxing fan and somebody who has boxed, when I was watching MMA fighters from Brazil, I was like, wow, like look at how they throw some of these punches. I was like, you could tell they weren't really trained in pure boxing. Like you could really see it. Like a lot of them throw their shots like that because that's how they're being taught, you know. But the more and more they link up with boxers here, like what is his name? Jose Aldo. He started boxing with Mikey Garcia, training under Robert Garcia. He started getting sharper, you know. But if you look at like how a lot of them are just learning there in Brazil, you won't see like the same style of punches being thrown like Americans, like an American boxer here. They're throwing loopy shots because they're just throwing haymakers, you know. They're just throwing in wild shots. Yeah, that shootbox style is raw though. That's some raw stuff. Clint Benavidez next week, both predicting the KO. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Benavidez, James. They playing dirty though, man. My man Caleb Plant, boy, they was trying to say he wasn't paying his coaches, but some they just stretching. I don't know. JJ versus Manon. I would go with Manon. Yeah, right. We got to use that logic, bro. We gonna try that. I'm using that logic on this partially. Partially, it's not how I'm making my full on bet, but you know, oh, there's Grasslow's walkout music. If y'all want it, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna see how it helps me feel when I start back running. Man, I ain't I ain't ran in like a almost 2 months since I had to have my surgery and recovery time. I can't start back working out. I ain't worked out in like over 8 weeks now, man. I won't be able to start to the end of this month. I won't be able to start back to the end of this month, so I'm gonna play some of that mariachi music. Maybe that help me get going. I'm gonna play Grasso's walkout music on my first day of working out again. Man, can't believe it's been that long, man. I ain't worked out in like over 2 months. Good, almost a good 8 weeks. Ran like a couple days for the day before I got cut open, and then after that, I've been just recovering, so I can't do nothing until my stitches healed up. So now my stitches healed up. Uh, I can't start till I still can't. I still got another 2 weeks to go, man. No lead tell me 8. Yeah. All right, Stray is out. He said I'm out, guys. Later, man. Lafayette said come work out with him. Hey, I need to let me get back into some type of basic shape first, man. Like I can't be working out hard yet. I gotta get back to my I gotta see if I can get back into my running first. I gotta do some core workout here because some core workout and some leg workout. Yeah, I need Lafayette. I need somebody to get me on a training regimen or something, man. Like, well, Lafayette, you got the email, man. Like, shoot, send me a workout. Send me a workout, man. Big Soldier said, "What type of injury? Um, what type of injury I had? Wasn't the injury? It was something serious, but maybe I'll let y'all in on one day. But it's gone now. Uh, one day, yeah. See what's going on." Yeah, Lafayette, you got the Breaker Gang email. Hit me up, man. Yeah. I'll be into trying like other workouts sometimes that people suggest, and I'll let them know how it works. Like as far as like weights, I ain't doing heavy weights or anything like that because I ain't trying to get injured. I ain't trying to get injured at this age. Um, Gabby said, "How would Aaron do at 135?" That's a good question because she was about to fight. She was about to fight at 135 like 2 years ago. I'm glad she didn't because I don't think that at the time, I don't think her style was well crafted enough to help her against bigger fighters. Big Soldier said going through a knee injury right now. Let's just say I wish, well, I don't want to wish any type of injury on myself or anybody else, but a knee injury probably would have been more suffice for me. Like that's how serious of what I had. Okay. You're lucky. Let me just say you're lucky, Big Soldier. Let's just say you're lucky. Robert Harry said, DM me that injury. I won't share it. He take it to the grave. Uh, yeah, what was I saying though? Yeah, Gabby said, how would she do at 135? I don't think she would do well at 135 right now because I don't think she's like fully grown into her body yet. She's only 23. Maybe once she gets older, She fills out more, and her style is evolved, and she becomes more well-rounded. I think she could do 135. But exposing Thompson Erica beat Juliana Pena at 135. Wow. I mean, I think give her time to grow into it. I mean, maybe, possibly now. It could be possible, but she's got to be ready for that pressure and that size. So I got to say, Aaron's got to grow into it. Aaron's got to grow into it. And then you'll see maybe like by 30 or something like that, she would be up to that point. Um, how about O'Neal at 135? I don't think O'Neal would do very well at 135. Off of what we're seeing with her style right now, I think she still needs to craft her style for 125 first. Like, I think she really needs to get stronger, get strength, because that's something she's lacking right there. So I don't think she would do well at 135, like in the future, because I don't see strength right now as a big part of her game. Tyler Santos would do well, big flyweight. Manon probably do well because they're big, they're strong. But Casey O'Neill, for what we've seen now, I don't think she would do as well, honestly. Zama said she needs to go strawweight. Dang. Yeah, Manon would do better, I think. Yeah, Aaron don't have that grown woman strength yet. That's what it is. Aaron don't have that grown woman weight yet. When she fill out, yeah. Manon versus Aldana or Home. Aldana, boy, that's kind of a dangerous fight though, right there. I think Manon could handle Home, but Aldana would be a tough one, man. I think it's that boxer. She got that left hook too, boy. Lafayette says someone called Casey an auntie. Dang. Casey an auntie? She ain't that old, is she? Is she young, man? I wouldn't call her an auntie, man. I call her like you know, she look like a club going type. She look like one of them club girl going types. She don't look like no auntie. One of them girls that'll fight out of club, like Felicia Spencer. She look like her, like that type of girl. Yeah, I think I would have to pick Manon in that. I think Manon's becoming more of a. If you want to compare, I think Manon's more of a well-rounded version of Holly. Gabby said Aaron at 115. I think she'll struggle with that weight cut. Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea. I think 125 is best for her. Aaron does have a lot of strength underneath that soccer mom profile. Rob, you crazy. Yeah, she's strong, man. Like, Aaron is strong. That's the thing people don't understand. Like, don't underestimate some of these body types out there. Like, not everybody can be a gladiator. Like, yeah, you can get muscles, you can get try your best to get ripped, but don't underestimate some of these body types because you know let's look at Tyson Fury. I know it's because he's so huge, but look at what Tyson Fury can do with his body. Like, he can box 12 rounds, he can lay on you, he's strong. You know, Tyson Fury, look at his body. It's about that physical strength. It's about how you handle that physical strength, man. Yeah, Tyson Fury, he's. So I look at Aaron and I'm like, yo, this girl, she tough, man. Like, I mean, as you fight certain styles, they'll be able to. There's people who will be able to expose things on your body, If you look at Tai Tuivasa, yeah, he jiggly, but he tough. He can whoop you. But at some point, when you fight at Cyril Gane, he gonna put that meat cleaver to your body. I mean, he was tearing his body up. So yeah, at some point, yeah, you got to have the physical. You got to build the physicality up. You do have to build the muscles. But I mean, just don't underestimate some of these people off top. Like Aaron is a Aaron's a dog, and I think she'll make it work for quite a while. But I'm about to get up out of here, y'all. I think Mano and Santos should try out 135. Yeah, I think after if they both go for title shots here, and let's say they don't get it ever, I think they should try out 135. Like I think they could do 135 on short notice fights. Tyson Fury, I'm telling you, Tyson Fury, yeah, yeah. Gon should have been doing that against Jones, but he sat down and took his medicine. I was like, dang man, just like that. That was my key to victory too. I was like, yo, when everybody sent me that picture of John Jones, I was like, yo, God know the assignment. You better start circling. You better start start putting them kicks to his body, to his gut. Grasso Way Lee. Ooh, at 125. Ooh, I'm about to say, oh man, I'm about to say uh at 115, I'm gonna say Way Lee. At 125, I'm tempted to say Way Lee. Let me see. I don't know, man. That's a good fight. Grasso might. I might have to go with Grasso at 125 because she getting that well-rounded skills. Like it's gonna be a little bit tighter than even Rose was. So I don't know. Grasso. Oh man, Grasso might take it all the way around both weight classes. I'm not sure. Thing is, Whaley's so much more brutal. Italia Silva and Lemos at 120, like a catch weight. That's not a bad fight. That's not a bad fight. They would both be strong at that weight. I'm trying to think about that one. Might have to go with. I'm gonna go with Lemos. Grasso beats Whaley. Yeah, I hate to say it. I hate to say it. Yeah, yeah, Chin. That's how I kind of balance it out. I think 115 Whaley would win it. 125, I'm gonna go with Grasso. Grasso's a little bit tighter and she's filled out. Let's be real. Yeah, Grasso's filled out for the division. It's her division. James said 285 was the worst pay-per-view of all. It was the worst pay-per-view for him. Oh, Sean and Brandon and Danny McCormick might fight for the belt. Man, Danny McCormick, shout out to her, man, but she get banged up, man. I'm gonna go with Danny McCormick in that fight, but with the way she eats shots, I don't know because I see her get knocked out for real, for real. If it was Fatima Klein, I'm gonna go with Fatima Klein. Man, how does Sean Brandon gonna get it, man? Like Fatima Klein, oh, I think Fatima deserves it more than Shauna Brandon, in my opinion. But let her get the work in. Let her continue on, then that's fine. Just give her time to work. Oh boy, but I'm about to get up off of here, y'all. I stayed on a heck of a lot longer because I'm just laying down at this point. So hit that like button. Fatima Shauna and Danny McCormick, in my opinion, closer. Hit that like button and subscribe, and we'll talk tomorrow to get into, we'll talk about 286 as a whole. Fatima Klein versus Yasmin, or Klein versus Loopy? I would like Fatima Klein versus Yasmin first. Ooh, that'd be some pressure on Yasmin there, man, because Fatima Klein is looking well rounded, boy. Brian said you gotta watch these mean chicks. These girls are looking to hurt people. Lamos, Barber, Whaley, Lipsky, Hardy. They're all looking to inflict damage at every turn. Yeah, Barber's going to be looking to hurt Andrea Lee. And I'm ready. But with that note, I'll catch y'all tomorrow in my regular time at like 7 p.m. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Shout out to the chat. Peace.